It's Pete for Cheap Homesteading, and I'm out in the garage today, and I'm just going to lay out how I want to install my valve on my Massey 50 tractor. I definitely need a valve on it because I have a 3-point hitch loader that I really need to get working so I can lift brush into fires and just try to, it's going to speed up everything immensely for sure. While I'm doing it, I am going to talk to you about another great small channel. It is called Homesteading with the Heberts. He's got a great channel. He's just starting off and he's got about 50 subscribers. But he's got chickens, he's made a brooder, he did maple syrup. So I'm going to talk about him a little bit more as I lay this out. So let's go. Okay, so my tractor didn't come with a loader valve. So the previous owner used pressure line off here and the return line off here, and he hooked it into a wood splitter. So I am sure somehow I can get my bucket to move. My bucket doesn't need much pressure to actually move it, because when I stop moving the hydraulic function, the oil's trapped in the line, so the bucket's not moving after that point. So I think this should work, especially if he was able to run a wood splitter. So if that is all true, that should work. So now I'm gonna have to try to hook a valve somewhere here. A friend of mine had an old valve. I think it came off an old John Deere. It was an old Garrison valve, and they made great valves back in the day. And I'm gonna have to put it here, which makes it difficult, but Massey really put a big bracket in there, so I don't think there's any problem with the weight or anything. I think what I'm gonna do is use these two bolts to bolt it on. I was digging around the scrap bin at work, and I pulled this sucker out. It was like an old bracket off of a backhoe, and you probably can guess what it came off of. There's two bolts right there, and I'm going to bolt it to here, and then I'm going to drill one hole so I don't have to drill too many holes in my fender. And then I'm going to weld my flat bracket on here. So I'm going to try to figure out how I'm going to do that. Okay, so now I think this is all going to fit really good, and it's going to be pretty sturdy. I didn't need it this thick, but I wanted something sturdy to come directly forward so I don't put too much force side to side on my fender. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take the valve over to the bench. Okay, so homesteading with the Heberts. I first started seeing his channel when he was doing his maple syrup. Probably was searching, I don't know, something to do with maple syrup, and I saw it. And it looked like he was doing it in his backyard, and he was using milk jugs and whatever he could find to collect the sap. And I find that is really, really cool. It's just cool to see what other people do. A really nice chicken coop, and he's got a brooder in one video and that he made. And he basically has the chickens, he has the maple syrup thing he was making. He showed how he finished off the maple syrup. And he is very interesting just to listen to. He is one of those cool small channels that I can see over time that he is going to do very well. So he's definitely an up-and-comer. So you really got to get over there and take a look at him and help him out, because it is hard. It's hard to get subscribers, and especially now, it's worse than even when I started trying to get just a few subscribers. And I'm still not at 1,000, but even when I started, it was, I think, a lot easier than now. It's pretty tough. It's a long old haul before you start feeling the fruit of your labor. You know, like you're just going to be slugging away. So we got to get those small creators and give them a little bit of a boost. Okay, I'm going to make this cardboard into a template so I can mark up my holes. So I can just get a piece of steel and drill the holes and everything, and we can get on with this process. Okay, so now I'm going to hold this up, and I've marked where. Okay, so I'm going to hold this up, and I've kind of marked where I want my plate to go. So my plate is going to be welded about here, and then that will put this in a decent angle because my loader valve levers will sit here, and I will bolt it down, and I can reach it, and even if it tends to be too close, I can still weld it this way a bit, I think. So this is going to work great. So I'm going to go and go get some steel and try to drill this sucker out, and we will keep going. So Homesteading with the Heberts have been very supportive of my channel by commenting and pretty much constantly commenting. So I'm very appreciative to them, and I'm glad they're my subscriber too. And you guys really have to get out there and just take a look at them, because we need to get their subscribers up way more than what it is. So and they deserve it. They are a great channel. So you guys go check them out. These small creator shout outs I think are just great. I have chosen to make them separate videos. It is a little more work, but I think the searches are better. I think that having them in a separate video with the main part of your search, the person's name, most likely helps them out a lot better. So that's what I've been trying to do, and it's going to take me a little while to get through my list, but we are working on it. And if you were on my small creators playlist, you will have a shout out at one point. This small creator shout out thing I think is going to work great. We're just going to have to get as many of you guys making your own playlists and doing your shout outs to people. It is going to work fabulous, just partially for the search value. Your searches will probably go up even if they find someone else's video that they got more subscribers, because realistically it is hard to get up in the search in Google at all. So the more times you have shares, which mine will be, because every video will have at least one share, which is going to be your intro video or your trailer for your channel. So as soon as I put that on there, you've got one share, and then hopefully some of my subscribers will see it and they will come, and then they will do the same thing. So we got to keep this going, and I think we got an absolutely fabulous community going here. And you know what? We will just keep going and just see where this leads. So you guys have a good one.